There are some moments between Taehyung and Jungkook that feel completely ordinary at first, until you watch them again. Then you start noticing the little looks, the teasing, the reactions, and the way one seems to know exactly how to push the other's buttons. Suddenly, what looked like a simple interaction becomes the kind of moment Taekook fans cannot stop talking about. Flushed face purple heart. This time, fans are focusing on Taehyung and what some are calling his very special boyfriend privileges from Jungkook. Of course, that phrase comes from fan interpretation and should not be taken as official confirmation about their private relationship. But when Jungkook starts teasing Taehyung in that familiar way, fans immediately begin asking one question: why does Taehyung seem to get treated so differently? Jungkook has always had a playful personality, and teasing the people around him is nothing new. However, whenever Taehyung becomes the target of that teasing, the reaction can be especially entertaining. Instead of simply laughing and moving on, Taehyung often gives Jungkook a reaction that makes the entire interaction even more interesting. Sometimes it is a tiny smile, sometimes it is a knowing look, and sometimes it is simply the way Taehyung responds as if he already knows exactly what Jungkook is trying to do. And that is precisely where Taekook fans start paying attention. The most interesting part is not always what Jungkook says. Sometimes, it is the way Taehyung reacts to him. A simple tease can suddenly turn into a playful exchange, and fans cannot help but wonder what makes their dynamic so entertaining to watch. There is something especially funny about watching two people who know each other well tease one another. The teasing can be subtle, playful, and completely spontaneous. One person says something, the other immediately reacts, and suddenly there is a little back and forth that feels almost like its own private joke. For fans watching from the outside, those moments can be incredibly entertaining, especially when the reactions happen so naturally. And with Taehyung and Jungkook, even a few seconds can become a major talking point. Fans have been replaying moments where Jungkook appears to deliberately provoke Taehyung just to see his reaction. Is he trying to make Taehyung laugh? Is he simply being playful? Or does Jungkook enjoy getting that particular reaction from Taehyung because he already knows exactly how Taehyung will respond? That is where the boyfriend privileges theory comes in. Again, it is important to separate fan excitement from confirmed reality. There is no official statement proving that Taehyung and Jungkook are romantically involved. Taekook is a popular fan pairing, and fans naturally interpret their interactions in different ways. Some see their chemistry as friendship and close companionship, while others enjoy imagining a deeper connection. What everyone can agree on, however, is that their interactions can be incredibly entertaining. Think about the way teasing works between close friends. You usually do not tease someone repeatedly unless you feel comfortable around them. You learn which jokes will make them laugh, which comments will get a dramatic reaction, and which little actions will immediately catch their attention. That kind of familiarity can make teasing look effortless, and Jungkook seems to understand Taehyung's reactions extremely well. One small tease can lead to a smile. A playful comment can make Taehyung look back at him. A tiny gesture can completely change the mood of the moment. When fans notice these details, the reaction is almost inevitable. Wait, did you see that? That is exactly why these clips become replay material. Taekook fans are not only watching the obvious moments. They are watching everything around them: the timing, the eye contact, the expressions, the body language, the sudden smiles, and the way one reacts when the other enters the conversation. Even moments that last only a few seconds can become subjects of intense fan discussion. When Jungkook appears to single out Taehyung for teasing, fans immediately notice. There is also something interesting about Taehyung's personality in these situations. Taehyung can be confident, playful, unpredictable, and sometimes hilariously unbothered. But when Jungkook teases him, his reactions can become part of the joke. Instead of ignoring Jungkook completely, Taehyung may respond with an expression that almost invites another round of teasing. That creates a playful cycle that fans love to watch. Jungkook teases, Taehyung reacts, Jungkook notices the reaction, and suddenly the teasing continues. It can happen within only a few seconds, but somehow those few seconds become one of the most memorable parts of the interaction. Some viewers even joke that Jungkook has discovered Taehyung's weak spot and knows exactly how to get a reaction from him. Others describe it as the kind of playful behavior you might see between two people who have spent years learning each other's personalities. And honestly, that history matters. Taehyung and Jungkook have known each other for many years. They have grown together, worked together, traveled together, performed together, and experienced countless public moments side by side. Their familiarity is naturally visible because they have shared so much of their careers with fans. That does not automatically prove a romantic relationship, but it can explain why their interactions sometimes appear so effortless. When two people have known each other for a long time, they can communicate without saying much. A glance can be enough. A facial expression can be enough. Even a small gesture can immediately tell the other person what is going on. From the outside, that kind of familiarity can look incredibly meaningful. And that is exactly what fans are picking up on. The phrase boyfriend privileges may be exaggerated for fun, but the underlying observation is simple. Jungkook seems very comfortable teasing Taehyung, and Taehyung seems very familiar with Jungkook's teasing style. Then there are the moments when Taehyung appears to get special attention. Fans notice when Jungkook chooses to interact with him, when he reacts to something Taehyung says, or when he turns a normal conversation into another playful exchange. Individually, these moments may not mean anything extraordinary, but when fans put them together, they create a pattern that becomes fascinating to watch. And that is how fandom discussions begin. One short clip becomes a replay. The replay becomes a compilation. The compilation becomes a discussion. Suddenly, thousands of fans are debating the same tiny moment and trying to understand exactly what made it so interesting. Was Jungkook intentionally teasing Taehyung? Did Taehyung expect it? Why did Jungkook look so amused afterward? Why did Taehyung react like that? Was it simply best friend behavior, or was there something about their dynamic that made the moment feel different? These questions are exactly what keep Taekook discussions alive. But perhaps the funniest part is how quickly fans recognize the dynamic. Sometimes Jungkook does not even have to do much. A single expression can be enough for fans to start screaming in the comments. And Taehyung does not always help the situation. His reactions can be so expressive that fans immediately notice when something catches him off guard. Whether he laughs, looks away, smiles, or gives Jungkook that unmistakable expression, every reaction becomes another piece of the puzzle for fans who love analyzing their interactions. Of course, there is always an important reminder worth keeping in mind: idols are real people, and fans only see a small part of their lives. A playful interaction should not automatically be presented as proof of a private relationship. It is perfectly possible to enjoy the chemistry, humor, and friendship between Taehyung and Jungkook without claiming to know what happens behind the scenes. And perhaps that is what makes these moments so enjoyable. Fans do not necessarily need a definitive answer to appreciate the interaction. Sometimes, the fun is simply watching two familiar personalities bounce off each other. Jungkook knows how to tease, Taehyung knows how to react, and Taekook fans know how to turn 5 seconds of footage into a full investigation. Loudly crying face purple heart. But there is another reason these moments continue to attract attention: consistency. Fans have seen countless examples of Taehyung and Jungkook joking around, supporting each other, reacting to one another, and creating memorable moments together. Because of that history, every new interaction naturally gets compared with what came before. Was this teasing similar to something Jungkook did before? Did Taehyung react in the same way? Did Jungkook immediately look at Taehyung after making the joke? Those little comparisons are what make fandom analysis so addictive. And now, the boyfriend privileges conversation has become another chapter in that ongoing discussion. Maybe it is simply Jungkook being Jungkook. Maybe it is the natural result of years of friendship. Maybe fans are simply having fun with the chemistry they see. Or maybe there is something about their dynamic that makes people continue to wonder. The truth is, only Taehyung and Jungkook know exactly what their private relationship is like. Fans can observe public moments, appreciate their friendship, and enjoy the playful chemistry without pretending to know what happens away from the cameras. Still, you cannot deny that when Jungkook starts teasing Taehyung, something interesting happens. Fans pay attention, the comments explode, the clip gets replayed, and everyone starts asking the same question: why does Taehyung seem to get these special privileges? Flushed face purple heart. Maybe the answer is simply that Jungkook enjoys teasing someone who gives him the funniest reactions. Maybe Taehyung is just one of the people Jungkook feels especially comfortable joking with. Or maybe the dynamic feels unique because their personalities complement each other so naturally. Whatever your interpretation is, one thing is clear: their playful interactions remain a huge source of excitement for fans. And if Jungkook keeps teasing Taehyung like this, Taekook fans are definitely going to keep watching every second. Because sometimes the smallest moments create the biggest reactions. A look, a smile, a tease, a comeback, and suddenly the entire fandom is asking, "What was that?" Loudly crying face purple heart. So now we want to hear from you. Do you think Jungkook was simply being playful with Taehyung, or do you understand why fans jokingly call these moments boyfriend privileges? Which Taehyung and Jungkook interaction has made you replay the clip over and over again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because the Taekook discussion is definitely not ending here. And if you enjoyed this Taekook update, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next Taehyung and Jungkook moment. Until the next update, keep supporting BTS, keep enjoying the fun moments, and remember, sometimes it only takes one Jungkook tease and one Taehyung reaction to send the entire Taekook fandom into chaos. Flushed face purple heart.